Who's our sponsor tonight?
Tonight's sponsor is the 3-2 resonance between Pluto and Neptune. In other words, for every 2 orbits that Pluto makes around the sun, Neptune makes 3. This is why they can share an orbit, so to speak, and not collide with each other. It is stable over billions of years, and this is why Pluto can at times be closer to the sun than Neptune, and then at times further, but never encounter Neptune in a way that will perturb its orbit.
So it's like.
So does that mean I have to look back at it. So is that because it's like Neptune at a more circular orbit, whereas Pluto's a more of an ovular orbit?
That's part of it, yes, but it doesn't have to be. It could be between 2 circular orbits. You see this a lot. So like the satellites of Jupiter are in a 1, 2, and I think a 4 resonance with each other. So that's Io, Europa, and Ganymede. And you see orbital resonances occur a lot, and oftentimes it allows them to stay stable for a long period of time. Jupiter and Saturn were once thought to have been in an orbital resonance, and it caused their orbits to change, and it had profound consequences for the early solar system. But that's more or less inferred by what we know and can observe. But yeah, Pluto and Neptune are in a 3-2 orbital resonance. That's why they never collide.
Cool.
So it's like
and they're the sponsor tonight.
It's like.
Does that adjust their obliquity of the ecliptic?
I'm gonna let you answer that.
The what? Say that again.
The obliquity of the ecliptic.
I don't know.
That's the angle in which the poles, how we Never mind. It's the angle in which you rotate around the sun. So for instance, when it's summer here, we're closer to the sun, and then when that obliquity of the ecliptic changes,
I don't think that's the issue, but I didn't major in physics, so I'm not sure. I just got a call from Pluto and Neptune. They called me up a few days ago and they said, we're sponsoring you tonight. We're in a resonance. We've been doing this for billions of years, and we want you to let the people of Earth know through your podcast. And I said, yes, okay, after the check clears. Mr. Arbiter, it is clear.
We're gonna get murdered by scientists.
Yeah, we are. That or Canada. God. Fucking Canada, man. I swear.
Canada's great.
Jesus. I swear.
There are friendly neighbors to the north.
Friendly, I guess.
And they just hit 40 million people too.
Yeah, it's because they
have almost the population of California.
They've now recently exceeded it by about 2 million, because right now California, last I checked, is at 38 million.
Come on, Ken. It's the obliquity of the ecliptic.
Yeah.
Hey, I was close. Almost the population of California. What is a couple of million here and there?
Yeah, whatever. Especially in Canada.
Yeah.
A little more than the population of Estonia.
We just get COVID Mark II.
You're just falling into his hands. You're just going right into the Holker zone. No, we're not going to geography. You go to hell. You go straight to hell. Speaking of which,
there's no geography in space.
Oh my God, there's no screams in space. So, God, so many thoughts. What was I? It's all gone. Holker, we're gonna be revamping the Patreon so that the money, some of the money. Actually, half of it's your money, because thanks to the Patreon members, by the way. Tim Roberts, recurring stars, and Daniel Holker, who's the narrative NPC. Lil Gotham says, "Give me the geography of hell and space geography." In that wild space geography, I wonder if it's called something else.
Well, so really with hell though, it would be less geography and more topography, because you have the circles of hell and they kind of stack onto the top of each other.
Yeah, wouldn't it be the same way with space? It'd be like space astrography.
So if you're measuring,
astrophy.
I think one term
Come
that
on.
might suffice. One term that might
Nothing?
suffice would be astrometry, which is a
Nothing?
real thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
that
really
makes
is?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Would it just be
Astrometry.
astrology, astronomy? No, it would be astrography.
Astrometry.
Astrometry.
Astrography.
Sure.
That's the DreadLore version. That's what the
might-
SSA now uses.
I'm taking that trait now, astrographer.
that might
The
go in the
SSA's
book.
parsec.
That might
It's the SSA's parsec for sure.
Going in the book right now. Hold on. Put in there. Space. Hold on. How would you spell it? That's a D. Space. Astrography. Astrography.
Astrography.
It's funny because it sounds like ass. Astropography. Astropography, Lil Gotham says. I like it. Thank you, Hulker. So, yeah, the Patreon, I'm going to make at least one, but probably 2 tiers for people to directly support the podcast, both the Red and Into Space, and anything we do after these games. Not that there's life after these games. Some of the perks include fuckloads of art that Ken's doing. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, there's a shitload of art going on, and that is Ken. Also, some music and such. Also, we're going to be making some designs for t-shirts, maybe some of your characters and such. Also, a Discord party monthly, if you guys want to jump on. Also, and Hulker, this is why I mentioned it. I just haven't told you about it. I think it'd be funny if they got to a certain tier, you incorporated them into the sponsorship and made fun of them.
So it
So
would be sponsors.
So basically, you would get humiliated by Hulker. I mean, this is awesome. I have you do this to me every Okay, let's play the game. The summary. Mark it on your calendars, y'all. We just hit the actual game.
We're only an hour and 10 minutes in.
Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. They love it. Summary of last session. Indefinite cryosleep. First Lieutenant Dolby, Newman, and Private Burgess, raise your hands, are led by Sergeant Amelia Dustone to the commander of Neptune Station 4-1, Commander Donna Laura. There, Dolby convinces Laura to put Dustone under his command. Aside, I just realized after Hulker dropped his astropography. No. What is it called again? Astrometrics?
Astrometry.
Astrometry. After he dropped that, Dolby actually, if he's from Ganymede, then he was actually from relatively near Neptune Station. Oops.
It's not that close. I mean, Jupiter and Neptune are pretty far. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, it's closer than you know. Anyway, all right, fine. Commander Laura releases Private Cherokee Sue into Dolby's command. Cherokee is a former colleague of Dolby and his squad who's been frozen in cryo for 2 months. Private Burgess and Duststone get... Is that a corgi? Get Private Sue out of cryo and onto their feet. All 6'8" of him, 300 pounds. They all get a beer. Meanwhile, on the ship, the Cool Mint, Private Alice Brick and Private Skip Trace commiserate after a workout. Alice doesn't trust Sergeant Duststone, but Burgess convinces her that the Lieutenant Dolby, has a plan. Oh, Skip Trace. Oh, child. Private Trace notices that the ship's RI, robotic intelligence, A.L.F.R.E.T, hasn't spoken in a while and investigates. Skip discovers that A.L.F.R.E.T is lonely and is upset that no one has spoken to him in a while. At Skip's behest, A.L.F.R.E.T comes around. Before shoving off onto their actual mission, Lieutenant Dolby gives Commander Laura intel about his latest suspicions that the renowned magistrate Ava Cyrus might be both saboteur and traitor to the SSA. Dun, 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 dun. Commander Laura is unsettled by this information, especially considering the 2 disasters that just occurred, that being a capital ship just exploded because of sabotage, and her space station, a 5th of it, got released into space. The full crew of the Cool Mint meet up in the gunboat's mess. Private Sue realizes their former battle buddies have changed since they last met, since their re-education on Prime. Left alone with A.L.F.R.E.T, Private Sue treats the RI with much-needed respect and gains an ally. Everyone gets into cryo for the 4.5-year haul towards their destination, Novus Terra. Upset by Dolby's lack of friendly emotion, Private Sue has A.L.F.R.E.T wake him for a medical report on the other 7 sleeping Marines, only to discover a major health issue with Petty Officer Dole Engineering. Dole may die during the trip. Enter 2 hours of gameplay about this. Sue has A.L.F.R.E.T revive the old crew, and paranoia and tensions rise as they search for a solution. Finally, Engineering's revived, and it's quickly determined, actually pretty much by Dolby, that Engineering sabotaged his own cryopod out of guilt for what has happened. Despite Private Sue's attempt at Marine Corps kumbaya, Lieutenant Dolby informs his squad of a harsh truth. They're en route to hostile territory, and there's no going back. They're all Marines who must suck it up. Private Skip supports Lieutenant Dolby, and the private and the lieutenant finally come to an understanding. After a day's wait to allow the alcohol and cortisol to wear off, all are back in the cryo sleep. And it's so nice. Just as Dolby nods off, A.L.F.R.E.T reveals to him that 1, Sergeant Duststone had entered their ship prior to the group's initial arrival, implying that she is a traitor, and 2, that A.L.F.R.E.T is a SOC Level 4 operative. SOC is Special Operations Corps. So spies. Dolby attempts to free himself to kill the sergeant, but A.L.F.R.E.T sedates him, saying that the sergeant is needed for the RI's real mission. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. Hey, Harry Bunkum. What's up, dude? Just subscribed for 5 months. What?
Cool.
Yeah, and we're on an ad break, thank God.
I don't think Dolby would have said, "I'm gonna kill her."
No, I was just summarizing it, and I was already long at that point.
It's like he didn't say that out loud.
No, he was just resting for his sword and trying to get out of it. You know, I have a feeling. Got a feeling. All right, we have 6 viewers. The ad break will end in 20 seconds. I'm going to get some water really quick. When this goes off, you guys get Andrea up to speed a little bit on what's been going on. And if you want, do some, you can talk about subscriptions and all that stuff. But I'll be back in like a minute, okay? The ad break ends in 3 seconds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, we'll
We're
start
back.
with. Yeah, we're back.
Go,
So I'm gonna hit some
go.
water, and you guys get each other up to speed.
Sure. Well, since the incident on the moon, Burgess, Skip Trace, and Dolby had gone to be reprogrammed because the moon incident was not a complete success. So we were all reprogrammed on Earth, indoctrinated once again to love the SSA, like the amazing place, prime planet it is, I guess. And then we were sent out to here, I guess. We were put on a mission to a planet that has an oxygen atmosphere. Apparently it's pretty dry, and that's where we're kind of floating in cryosleep at this point towards. It had been the former leader that was with the SSA, their name is Alexander Bell. I'm not sure if they're related to Alexander Graham Bell or not, but the goal was to either convince the new leaders to rejoin Prime Sol system, or somehow overthrow them. And it's like a civilization of about 15,000 people. And they've got a couple of frigates and probably a sizable military force on the planet. But there was a whole box episode that we did as well, where Burgess.
We were initially looking for a traitor, but at some point we have to go into we have to do a spacewalk and float in and try and rescue some people, which we were able to do. But we got a couple of people out, but it seems like they saved themselves, right? And others not so much. And we got them back.
There was a I guess some sabotage on one of the commercial ships, and the commercial ship exploded. Burgess and Dolby, running as fast as they could, just made it to the Cool Mint, which is the name of our ship. Just barely made it there in time before the section of space station that they were on was ejected into space. There was a lot of intrigue of whether or not A.L.F.R.E.T had been compromised. And I don't think any of us believed that A.L.F.R.E.T was not compromised. I think we all felt like he was compromised. So Burgess went and rescued. We messaged the ejected space station section, and there was a response, and that response was from the sergeant that is now on board our ship. And their name is Sergeant Dustone.
Now, Andrea, do you know our squad's name that we have adopted since we've come out here?
No.
Space? We are the 4 Burning Sensations.
That's right. There are 4 lights. Because there's usually 5 of you. Good.
4 lights. There's like 8 of us
4
now.
lights. That was a Ken joke. Very good reference. If anybody in the chat gets that reference. Now, Harry Bunkum, I know you get the reference. I'll give you a discount on a book. All right. So, you're sailing through space. I think, indeed, Harry Bunkum says, I know all. I know you know all. I think I had a pretty good description of what it's like to be on a gravity drive. You ever been on a gravity drive? Last session. I don't want to get too much into the propulsion, but I'm gonna. So, in this time, you can't travel faster than the speed of light, right? I mean, you can't do that anyway. Even though this is a space opera, you can't do it. And there's not really hyperspace or any of that stuff. You guys have fusion engines. They burn a chemical called petre, which is our unobtainium. It's really, really, really efficient. You've been on a gravity drive while high? Hey man, you ever been on a gravity drive while high? Anyone know that reference? Because that's a good one too. Anyway, you can go about 25% the speed of light with your light sails. And getting up to acceleration is a whole thing. If you've seen The Expanse, you've got to get the juice. Petre allows you to not rip the sails. It allows you to get the speed a lot quicker. But 25% of the speed of light, it still takes you a really, really long time to get anywhere. So you're going 4.5 light years away from Sol right now. Basically a little bit further than Alpha Centauri. And it's only going to take you about 4.5 years. The reason for this, if you're using a gravity drive, or if you're sailing one of the known gravity eddies, they're called gravity lanes, that are essentially caused by supermassive dark matter and that kind of stuff. Think of it like it's like folding space, but you're not going from, it's not like dune travel where you're just poking a hole and you're there. It's not that. It's more like if you saw Interstellar, how they go through that wormhole type thing, and space is just sort of wrinkled up. So you can move at full impulse, it's 25% of the speed of light, through that wrinkle, and you're technically, you can calculate it as though you were going the speed of light. So essentially, you all can go as fast as light goes. That's how the pseudoscience works. The issue is you still experience some time dilation, and it's important because you're dealing with gravity. It's important that you don't go too fast because then that time dilation gets really, really gnarly. All of that said, have you all seen Interstellar?
It's been a bit, but
Chat, have you seen Interstellar? If you have not, it's a really cool movie. There's watch the part where they go through the wormhole. Basically, it's like going down a slalom through space. Space has a topography. You can literally see it undulating and moving and rippling around. And it's one of those feelings like you're on a wave, and at any moment you could fly off into this unknown looking dimension all around you. So it's a pretty wild look if you were awake and you guys are not, you're in cryo sleep. But that's what it looks like. As we set the scene, you're on the Cool Mint, which this gunboat, we have the picture up there. Kind of has these two pontoon looking things where the quarters are. The center part of it is where the cryo beds are. There's 4 on each side. There's actually technically a little cot one that can roll out just because it's funny. In the back is where the engines are, and in the front, there's a stairway that leads up, and that's where the cockpit is. It's really a bridge because 5 or 6 people can be up there. Everyone is in cryo sleep at this point, all the NPCs and you two. Andrea, your character's not there, obviously, yet. Dolby, only moments have seemed to have passed since you heard the of the sedation juice that A.L.F.R.E.T put into your body, and you felt the cold liquid going into your veins, and your inability to open your eyes. As suddenly you hear this whooshing sound, almost like a pumping sound of boom, 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 boom. Maybe it's your heartbeat. Maybe it's the machinery of the cryo bed. There's a moment of a feeling of free fall, of terror, as perhaps your brain and body don't know how to cope. And you find yourself awake, gasping for air as the cryo bed shield opens up on its own with a condensation of your breath. You notice that Burgess is leaning out of his own. He's gasping for air, Burgess, but you've been awake for the last week, so it's not that big of a deal for you. So the chat, and so Andrea knows, Burgess has this whole thing where he's kind of resistant to the cryo sleep juices. So he doesn't age like the rest of you, but he tends to wake up mid-flight. Just paralyzed in the cryo bed. Burgess,
that's terrible.
yeah. Burgess, this time Alfred and you played some crossword puzzles and games for the last few weeks, the several stints you woke up. You know it's been
I think he's letting me win by now.
You know it's been about 3 years since you guys went under. Or since they went under. You've experienced 2 or 3 weeks and woken up a number of times. We'll say that just for posterity's sake, we're going to do a fate roll right out of the gate to see if Sergeant Dustone woke up as well. I feel like she would have because Alfred's in charge, but we're going to see. So, Dolby, I think this is really just concerning you. Andrea, will you roll fortune or false fortune? And Holker, are you going to do fortune or false fortune?
Isn't Holker going to do fortune?
Perfectly fine. So the stakes are this.
I'll do fortune.
Fortune, we're going to say that Duststone has not been revived yet. She is being revived. False fortune, Dolby, she has already been revived, and she was actually one of the first ones that got
Either
out.
way, I want to drop cunning.
Well, we're not in rounds yet, and the fate roll will determine. So cunning will only help you if you're in rounds. The fate roll determines what has already happened in the world action. So it matters. Fortune means you get agency. False fortune means you don't. Andrea, you got your dice?
Yeah, hold on one second. Sorry, I need to. All right.
Harry Bunkum says, Interstellar is a masterpiece. It expertly explores the depths of our human condition and very much succeeds at showing us how to take our shirts off. For real.
Yeah. All right, I'm ready.
There is a moment. All right, you guys roll.
The joys of corn.
That's a pretty good roll.
What'd y'all get?
I got 79.
Oh, I got a 67.
Oh. Can I spend a expression proficiency to have them
Absolutely.
reroll?
Wait, we decided Hulker was the fortune?
Yeah.
Dang. See, anytime Hulker plays, all right, so we're re-rolling.
Yep. So make that roll again. Fate roll.
So I want to be bad. That's better.
That's better.
42.
It's better?
Yeah, no, I got lower, yeah.
Yeah.
I got a 54.
All right.
There you go.
So, Andrea, did you say 42?
Yeah.
Hilarious.
That's the word of the day.
That is the word of the day. Ah!
It's 6
All right,
times 9.
Right.
6 by
See,
7.
that's a good reference too.
It's 6.
last
I just showed Mom that movie the other day too.
the last game we had the transgalactic Gargle Blaster involved. Yeah, Dolby, as you're slowly coming to, you look up and perhaps your eyes, scanning the room, you see Burgess. We'll say Alice has been woken up. So Alice, Duststone, and Burgess have been woken up. Skip will not be, and Josh will be awake. So of the people that are awake, you've got Josh, Alice, and Duststone. Everyone else is asleep of your NPCs, and then Burgess is awake. As maybe slowly get out of the cryo bed, pulling off the tubes and such, being essentially naked except for your laser sword that's slung to your side. You look over and see that Duststone is awake, but she's probably 5 minutes behind you, as in she's not completely conscious. Her eyes are kind of fluttering. The shield hasn't actually come up yet, but she is being woken up.
As soon as I see Lieutenant Dolby wake up, I reach under the table and I get a bottle and a shot glass and I uncork it, pour it for him, and I say, "Hey, Lieutenant, you ordered me to have this ready for you when you got out."
I'm going to ignore that. Alfred?
Alfred pipes up. Yes, Lieutenant.
What were you saying, Nye, just a few minutes ago? Or
a few minutes
months
ago.
No, a few months ago. When you put me to sleep, what did you say again? What are you doing with the sergeant?
Guy was just saying to Private Burgess that I am unable to awaken Private Skip Trace or Third Seaman Engineering. Perhaps you heard the echoes of it.
So engineering's not awake?
Nope.
Why'd you wake us up, Alfred?
Or Private Sue. I have awoken you and brought us out of gravity drive. As you look out, maybe seeing the open doors of there's a stairway that goes up and the open doors of the bridge, and see its normal space. For there was an S.O.S. broadcast on TNB communications.
Damn it.
I did administer. What?
What's the SOS?
Priority 1 SOS. Would you like me to read it?
As Alfred reads it, I'm putting on my armor.
Okay.
Or all of my body armor.
As you start to put on your armor and such, you do see that Duststone's hatch is opening, and she's starting to come.
I order everybody to suit up.
As he reads the SOS, it's fairly simple. S, go, guess. That is what an SOS is, Lieutenant.
Thanks. How much time does Dolby have to before Duststone, or is it Duststone? Yeah, Duststone is awake, fully awake.
She's becoming fully awake. A few minutes. I mean, you can act.
Do I notice that she's struggling like a human, or does she seem synthetic?
Oh, what do you bid?
I would like to bid fucking military life. I can tell
Okay.
the difference between a synthetic and a.
Has your dude seen synthetics?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And you're willing to admit that, huh?
No, I mean not. I wouldn't say that out loud. I've killed a few, but I haven't. I've never seen synthetic. I have no idea what you're talking about. Don't ask me these questions. This is not happening. None of this is real.
Indeed, you have. Yeah, and so you bid that. We'll say go ahead and throw down.
Okay.
It'll be a threshold 3.
Oh shit. Can I bid something else? Like
To activate an ability, yes.
I don't think I have an ability that is related to this.
You can do ninja gear that might give you extra dice.
Okay. I'm gonna bid my helmet on my
Oh, sure.
suit.
Yeah, as you engage the HUD and look for life signs and that kind of thing. Just
Mhm.
general things, I mean, the synthetics that you encountered back on Whisper Base were different. As in, they were homegrown. And not a lot is known about them. But you do know that there's some biometric signs. Those, they acted weird. Like they just acted strange. But they also weren't cultured.
Sure. And I've met
You
and
can
had
tell from the video alone.
conversations with Sergeant Dusttone in the past, and I
Yeah.
didn't get that impression.
Right. So go ahead and throw down.
Oh. Do I get an extra D6 for fitting my helmet?
Yeah, how many traits does it have?
It has, well, I mean, it just has whatever the space. It doesn't have any count phase. I think
It'll be a D4 then.
D4. All right. Nothing special. Oh shit. All right. I would like to spend a proficiency to actually re-roll. I'm gonna spend a movement proficiency and get a little closer to see if she's really real. Oh shit. I have 2 successes. And you said it was 3?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna spend a point of breath.
Oh my, okay. As this matters a whole lot to you, Dolby, we'll say that this, when you spend breath, there's like cracks in your soul kind of thing. It ages you either physically or mentally or spiritually. And we'll say that this is more of a mental or a spiritual idea. The paranoia that has been moving in and around you for the last several weeks kind of sort of maybe gets to you a little bit as you're staring at this woman, and you go to limbo on this because you spent breath. She kind of stumbles a little bit. Maybe errant thoughts fill your mind of, I thought she was left-handed, but she's using her right. She stumbled. She didn't look like she felt pain. Like strange questions, and maybe even you feel yourself holding back whatever impulses you might have. It's up to you. That said, at limbo, as she's naked, she is drying herself off of the cryo goo and just the frigid gel and such. She pulls her hair back, the dark black straight hair she has, and grabs a towel, and she's putting it on in like her jumpsuit, dutifully following your orders. Actually, you catch her eye as she looks up at you, and you see her smile. It's not a big smile, just a simple smile, like she sees someone she knows. And you're pretty sure she's human. You're pretty sure she's just a normal Zen. There's a human connection there. At the same time, you've seen since maybe she's just too good. That said, the limbo, the yes but is she does in fact seem like a Zen. Perhaps she's homegrown. That's a potential too. As in,
All right.
she could be a test tube baby.
I'm gonna spend cunning.
Okay, we're not in rounds.
Can I just cut her in half?
Yeah, you can absolutely act.
Can I act on that? I
Yeah.
fire up my laser sword. I'm fucking nude wearing this helmet.
Uh-huh.
And I fire up my laser sword and I just fucking cut her in half.
Don't. Okay, what do you bid? For now, we will be in rounds. You absolutely catch her off guard.
I'm gonna bid warrior, and then to activate my blades master.
Yep.
Which gives me an automatic 2 successes, and I would like to bid my laser sword, which I've upgraded a number of times.
Okay, let's pause for 30 seconds since this is the ad break. And I think people want to see whatever happens at this.
Please like, subscribe, and share.
Like, subscribe, share,
For
super
this
share.
madness. I don't know. I just something like clicked on him. Like he just got a thought in his head, and sometimes when he gets a thought in his head, he just goes for it. Maybe it's because he's a drunk. Maybe because he's got a little bit of I don't know. Maybe he doesn't give any fucks.
Pretty sure that's why I put that in the summary, by the way. Just saying. Pretty sure. All right.
It was a good summary. It was a good summary. I was pretty sure that I was gonna die.
Okay. Nah, not yet. Not yet. Man, this gnat.
Is it still happening?
It's-
Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I think you should
the
also
ad-
take a look at the book. The carnage that is going to take place in the next few seconds is brought
Right.
to you by DreadLore.
DreadLore.
Please take a look at our link tree
Huh.
/DreadLore soon. Today.
Right. I'm trying to pull up the stuff really quick. God damn it. Where is that? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Go ahead and say what you were bidding and what your intention is really quick, because I think we were in an ad when that happened.
Oh, my intention is to cut Sergeant Dustone into multiple little tiny sections and pieces and turn her into a bit of smoothie with my laser sword. And I bid I bid it. I think I bid warrior.
Yep.
To activate my blades master, which gives me 2 successes, and I also bid the laser sword itself to give me an additional dice.
All right. So you're also going to have a D6 mishap die because you are using a laser plasma sword.
Sure.
So you'll want to roll the mishap die first.
Okay.
Just to make sure it's not a 1.
It is a 1, so
Okay.
I would like to.
Should probably reroll it.
I would like to use one of my skullduggery proficiency. I'm running out of proficiencies really fast.
This is a new scene.
No, I know.
Okay.
But I've used 3.
Oh, that's
so
right, 'cause
far.
the fate roll. That's right.
I've got another one. I would like to use my other skullduggery proficiency.
This definitely applies to skullduggery.
Which I got a 5 on.
Okay. Okay, so that is a success. So go ahead and throw down.
All right, and this is if I don't succeed at this, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
So total is how much?
Oh, that's six. The total is 6 successes.
Okay. Burgess, as you see Dolby whip this plasma sword. So the way the plasma, it's not a lightsaber. I mean, it kind of looks like one, but it has this flexible metallic frame that extends, and then it fires up, and you see plasma like kind of dripping from it in sparks and such. So it looks like kind of a Kylo Ren style lightsaber, but it's actually just a superheated metal. As it kind of flickers for a moment with the chaos die, and then the reroll, as he charges, coming down with 6 successes. I said she was surprised, so she doesn't get the roll. You beat her by 2 because her BODF is 4. As Dolby, do you say anything? Do you let out a blah? Or is it all cold and calculated? What does this look like?
I think it's really fucking cold. He says nothing. He just
goes after her.
Slices her in two.
So are you going for a called shot here, or are we just attacking her?
I think he is going to
Now a called shot will deal more damage or could incapacitate, but it also gives you a chaos die.
Yeah, I think he would go for the spinal cord. So I would say just to sever the head from the body.
So you're trying to decapitate. Okay, so this is
decapitate.
It's a yeah. Hulker's like, what the fuck? All right. So that technically increases the threshold, but that's fine because we said that you hit. It's just how much of a grazing blow it is. Technically, it's actually to cut someone's head off. It increases it by 4.
Wow.
So we're gonna give you a chaos to have a D4.
Okay. Oh shit! It's another one. Can I use my violence proficiency?
Yeah, this is definitely violent.
That is a 2.
All right. Yeah. Roll your damage
And the damage
of your plasma sword to the neck.
Yeah. And it's been upgraded a number of times, but I don't think that changes the damage.
It doesn't.
All right.
You can bid Ninja Gear to look for successes, of course, if you haven't already done 2 Ninja Gear.
Yeah. So I only did it's just 2d6, is that correct?
Yeah, just 2D. Yeah.
I did 4 points of damage. I am rolling like shit tonight.
Okay, so you rolled 4 points of damage, and you beat her by 2, so you deal 6.
Yeah.
And just for posterity, is that the right word? Just for to be exact sake, I'm going to look up the damage due in the book. Now, I don't have to do this, but I'm interested in, using that book that I made.
Yeah. Well,
Meanwhile,
Dolby is like something like this. He's got the possessed look of somebody who thought he was going to wake up dead. So yeah, right.
Speaking of all of that, oh my god, I fucking hate Adobe Acrobat.
Yep,
it's the worst.
I would rather use. I got it open.
Well, I was gonna look at it though.
Okay, you can look at it if you want. Please subscribe.
Yeah.
And
but I'm looking.
Share our podcast.
I'm looking for called shots, which you should be able to just search for.
Oh, nice.
And it has a table for it.
Making a cold shot, page 223.
Yeah, it just
It's
won't
an
open on my
extra
goddamn
die.
computer.
You can bid ninja gear for extra dice. So I would
Yep.
bid some ninja gear for extra dice.
So, but that's not for the cult shot. That's that's you can add damage to it, but you're looking for successes. It's not damage dice.
Yeah.
And
Okay. Yeah.
remember you can only
okay.
do 2. If
Yeah.
you've done 1, then you can do another one.
Yeah, I think I did the suit and I think I don't know.
Okay, so so this is what it does. So get a. It does the damage it gives you is an extra die d4. So roll a d4, and that you get that as extra damage.
Okay.
So right now you're at 6.
That's another 4. So that's a total
Goddamn.
of 10.
Okay. Dolby, you run up 2 swift steps, igniting your plasma sword. Burgess, you look up. Burgess, are you doing anything at this point? As you see
I'm
this,
drinking the shot that I was originally intended for Lieutenant Dolby. I just
as
drank
you're kicking back the shot, you see Dolby. What color is your plasma sword? Is it like a bright light or what? Or a bright white or what?
It's probably blue.
Yeah.
Or
This-
like with that plasma stuff.
And I'm probably gonna take cover and look around to see if there's any suits I can get into, because he's firing this thing off in an enclosed space.
Yes. As you're butt naked, looking around, maybe you jump over that table you
I don't
talked
think I would
about.
be butt naked because I've been out of cryo sleep for a while.
Well, no, you've been in cryo. You've just been awake in cryo. That's the horror of it. You can't move.
Okay, I got it.
Because you don't want to age is the thing. Right. So as you jump over this thing and toward the back where the storage closets are, and you see your armor and suits hanging up, as you hear this horrible burning sound of flesh, Dolby, Duststone makes a sound. It's sort of it's not a squeak, it's not a yelp. Maybe it's just the air was in her lungs burning. As her head flies off, her body spins around, slams into the cryo bed, and just crumples to the floor. As you see her head and all that hair slicked back, almost comedically, windmill, dum, 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 and splash, because it was wet, into the side of the hull. Cauterized wound. As you're standing there, perspiring with your laser sword out. Yep, that's what happened.
Dolby just falls to his knees and turns off his sword.
Gain a derangement. Whatever you want. You will get a flaw, which would be whatever you want. As you look down and realize she is absolutely 100% human. You know it. The limbo was correct. You just murdered her.
Oh, I thought you said that I didn't know.
No, I said you were pretty sure. The limbo is you had the shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
Which
Well, the
acted
shadow of
on
a doubt was
and
enough.
Then murdered her. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You are 100% certain. You just murdered the shit out of her.
Murder killed the shit out of her. Well, she deserved it.
Alice is waking up as she's already woken. I'm gonna fuck you over for this. As she's coming out, having done what you said, she has her gun, looks up, shoulders her rifle. What the fuck are you doing? What do you do?
She was the saboteur.
You get a reaction roll as she blasts the fucking shit out of you. Burgess, you see Alice as you're actually off to the right. pulling off a suit. You see Alice come out, look up. She doesn't have her helmet on. Raise her big gun, ching ching, as it powers up. Dolby says a few words, and she just shakes her head like, "You're fucking insane!" and lights him the fuck up. We're definitely in rounds. Anybody spend cunning?
Yeah,
Probably a good idea, because she is going to murder you.
she is. She is
Yeah.
gonna murder.
Yeah, you
kill me.
actually
There's no
could very
question
much
about that.
fucking die right now.
Oh,
You're out of
absolutely.
your suit, right? Or are you in your suit?
I think I've got the helmet on,
Do you
and whatever whatever.
have anything but the helmet? You're like, I'm Boba Fett. If anybody's seen the Boba Fett thing, it's funny. It's Canadian, actually.
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, fate roll. All right. Andrea, I want you to roll fortune or false fortune. Hulk or fortune or false fortune.
I'll be false
I'm
fortune
gonna do
this time.
fortune.
All right, Ken. Fortune is gonna be you have all of your armor on, 100% on, and that means you have all your plot armor. False fortune is you have most of it on, but you don't get the full benefit of your armor.
Sure. You
Lil
guys
Gotham.
pick. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know where I am.
Lil Gotham says birthday suit up. And then she goes, "You're about to get murdered."
Well, he kind of deserves. It's surprising that Brick would have done that because she had her suspicions of. So that's a shocker, but maybe not.
There's explanation, but right now is not the time for it. That might be the name of this session. No time for explanations.
Are we ready?
I in a minute. I will leave this with the player. If Alfred spoke to you, do you think he spoke to anyone else? So
I have no idea.
let's make the roll. The stakes are this: who's fortune, who's false fortune.
I'm false fortune.
So Hulker is false. All right, do it.
Four.
Oh, nice 40.
All right, Dolby. You had the wherewithal to suit up. In fact, you'd given the call for everyone to do it. As we'll say, modifying that scene, you'll have walked over to your suit, not even cleaned off yourself, just your mind's in
Okay.
this fugue state. You put your entire suit on, you turn around, and that's when this goes down. As you're in like full regalia, Alice is shooting at you. So you spent cunning. She's got her aim on you and she's blasting away. So you act at the same time that she does. So she could still hit you. What are you doing? You're gonna get a reaction roll regardless.
I'm gonna
if you go
do full defense.
Okay, full defensive does give you extra shit, which is all in the book under special stuff.
Is that in the book or is that in the space?
It's under it's in the book under special actions. Son of a bitch, I just fucked up. Special actions. It's on page 245.
No, thanks.
Special actions, that is.
Yay. I
Reaction
should
to
have put that
defense,
in my notes.
hand to hand, random attacks, call shots. These are all special actions. Now, for the chat, I could just make it up, but I want to actually use the thing. I think it's in here. I don't think it's in the errata. Should be in here.
It's defending against a 240.
I'm pretty sure there's a full defensive. Maybe there's not. Maybe
There is I think
Yes?
it's in. I think it's in the one of the modules
Oh, it's probably
that I
in the
read it.
errata, is what it is.
Yeah, it's in the errata, maybe.
Yeah.
I can pull that up pretty quickly.
Okay. Pull that up.
Because I was like, I'm gonna do this thing.
It irks me. This computer, I have it set to where I guess it doesn't
Yeah, full defense.
auto-populate.
It's on their turn. Oh, take that. On their turn, a character uses the bid. Can use a bid, a trait, and go full defense. So I would have to use a bid and a trait, and it gains me an automatic 2 successes.
You just have to bid
against-
something.
Okay, so I would bid tough.
Okay. So you get an automatic +2 to your throwdown to get out of the way. So go ahead and throw down. It'll be Grace.
Okay.
If you can make a case for something else, you know, I mean, you are next to a bunch of cryo beds. There's really nothing to jump behind per se, but
Sure. I gotcha.
go all Jedi and use your plasma sword.
I do have armor of the heart. I could bid my suit. I bid the helmet, but I could build the suit and armor of the
that
heart.
can give you extra successes. Yep. You
So
can.
that's 2 successes right there. Or does that
Now the
that's
armor
just-
of the heart. Armor of the heart. I
or-
believe.
Or is
I
that
don't-
just 2? It's
I
not
think-
success. It just
Yeah,
adds to your build.
I think that's just it gives you more plot armor. I'm pretty sure that's what that one does.
Okay.
I think we've just
could-
used it wrong several times.
Okay. I could do that in authoritarian presence.
Dude, someone is
Because-
blowing me up. Yep.
My the suit and authoritarian, because I'm there.
Yeah.
commanding
Yeah. I mean,
officer.
she's attacking, you know, her commanding officer.
Do I get an extra dice for that? There's no upgrade to it, but
So armor of the heart.
I think you
Armor-
said last. No. I said authoritarian presence instead
authoritarian
of armor
presence.
of the heart.
Yeah. All armor of the heart does is give you plot armor. Authoritarian presence.
Oh no, I have rethink.
Yeah, that one's a good one too.
So I'm going to use rethink and authoritarian presence as well.
Okay. And so you can only do 2 abilities, and those are your 2 that you're doing. Cool. Yep.
Do I get extra dice for that or no?
I'm looking up. It actually says it in the. So authoritarian presence, it doesn't give you extra dice. It gives you successes. So whatever your
Okay.
upgrades are, it gives you those
Uh-huh.
successes.
There are no upgrades. So I think you said last game that it just makes the threshold 1 less. I
Yeah,
could be wrong.
that'd be fine. What we'll do instead is we'll just give you a D6, and then you're doing it twice, so you get 2d6 extra die. That's the simplest thing.
Okay.
And it gives you more options to actually use proficiencies and gain successes that way.
That is an additional 3 successes, so that's 5
Yep.
successes.
So you've got your 2 normal. You've got the extra die. Did you already do your action and your grace and all that good stuff?
Yeah, and I rolled a 10.
Okay, that gives you flair, so you get something back.
Oh, I'm
All right,
sorry. What? One more time.
If you get a 10, then that
Uh-huh.
gives you flair. That means that you get something back.
Yeah, but before that, you said something.
Right.
What
So
was-
you did your you've added your 2 successes for going full defensive.
Mhm.
You've rolled, I'm assuming, the 2
Yeah.
extra d6 you got,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you also threw down. Which the throwdown is your action die and your grace die.
Yeah. Right. No, I got it. All right. Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. So you have
it's,
5 successes.
5 successes.
All right. So she is gonna throw down. That's funny. Hilarious. All right, Andrea, would you roll me a
Stop.
D10 and a D6?
D10. And D6, he says.
Doom, doom,
Yeah.
doom, 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 doom.
1 and 7.
1 and 7. All right, so she got 3 successes as she goes full auto. Dolby, would you roll me a d6? This would be a chaos die for her.
5.
That wasn't Dolby, but 5 works. All right,
Oop.
as it is technically 4 successes she got, but it doesn't pierce the hull. Somehow shooting the big gun at all this hell. This is an AoE attack. I have to do it. It's too good. It's too fucking good. Fate roll. Dolby, I'm gonna get you on this, and either Andrea or Holker. It's up to you. Who's
I'll
fortune?
do
Who's
it.
false? Okay, who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'm rolling
Um,
terrible.
I'll do fortune.
Okay, so here are the stakes. Fortune, somehow, Brick unleashing the big gun on full auto down the thoroughfare does not hit any of the cryo beds. Which, one, you have people in the cryo beds. 2, you need that for the extra year of gravity sailing you've got to do. So fortune means somehow they're not destroyed and people aren't killed or wounded. False fortune, someone's definitely going to go down. And we're going to roll a die to see how many cryo beds you have. Granted, you have a free one right now because the sergeant's been decapitated. Okay, make your roll. This is what happens when you pull out the laser sword. Oh, did you
Whoa.
just? Where'd you get
I
those?
just did some shit.
Where'd you get those balloons?
I just ballooned some stuff.
Where'd you just get some
I don't
balloons?
know. I don't know what that was.
How'd you get balloons?
I don't know
Oh,
how I did that.
What the fuck?
I got 25, but I got balloons too, and I don't know where they came from. I suppose that somebody did that.
Did someone give us
64.
balloons? 64? All right, and your
Yeah.
fortune. As you hear the ricochet. Yeah, Lil Gotham says, that was so neat. Seriously, how did you do that? How did you get
know how they
balloons?
did that?
That
I
was
don't know.
awesome.
I don't know.
Did I hallucinate? You can. What the fuck
No, it
just
happened. That was shared.
Oh my
That was
God.
shared.
All right. This, earthworm gem style blast, rock. As Dolby, you leap out of the way. You're reprogramming the years of being a Marine kick into action. Your old man body, does not feel pain, as you're able to duck into. How gruesome do I want to make this?
Go for it.
You're able to duck into one of the cryo beds, actually dust stones, and you pick up her decapitated body, using it as a shield. As blood splatter goes everywhere, Burgess, you see the horror as you walk in with your suit and a sandwich, as you see Alice just unleashing, and Dolby using Duststone's lifeless body as a shield, a meat shield. The blood and gore go all over. There's no thrust right now. You guys are on mag boots, so no gravity, blood flying everywhere. Duststone's head is still careening by like a fucking tennis ball. Brick misses. She shoots a brick. Come on. No. All right, that's the antagonist. Player turn.
She is a brick, and I'm drowning slowly.
Yeah. It is your all's turn.
I will.
Sorry, Andrea. I didn't know it was going to be mass combat PvP. My bad.
I'm gonna get into the suit, and I'm gonna see if there's any weapons in the closet.
There's any? Make a mind. We'll make a sanity roll. Burgess. So this be your action die D10 and your mind die. You're looking for 3 successes as a threshold. I'm sorry, your threshold's 2, so you need 3 successes. As you see this and are just immediately triggered, turning, gain a derangement, another derangement of some sort. You gain a flaw as well. Dolby, you happen to maybe notice the look on Burgess's face as he just zonks out and puts on his suit and walks out of the room. He's in a stow, like a storage closet, pulling shit out, looking for boxes, kind of ranting about finding cardboard boxes in space. Again, it's
Dolby was
no
in
gravity.
the box, wasn't he?
It's no gravity, so everything he's chucking is just clanking off everything. Dolby, it's your turn. Action is on you.
I'm gonna bid
In the backs.
or burning sensations, and say, Private Brick, stow that weapon. She was an enemy agent combatant, and I can prove it.
So you were absolutely going to have to throw down for this.
Yeah.
From what she saw, so your understanding as a player, she came out and saw you chop off her head.
Yeah.
With
Absolutely.
a stone cold look in your eye. She thinks you're cryo fucked. That
Yeah,
and you've
and
got
I'm
and
gonna-
you have a fucking laser sword. Like
Yeah.
as it dawns to Dolby, she thinks you're gone. And that's
Yeah.
why she's attacking you. And it fucking makes sense. So go ahead and throw down. What aspect
And
are you
I'm
gonna
gonna
use?
bid. Well, I mean, can I bid greater break or kettle? Can I bid kettle?
Absolutely. It doesn't auto success it. You still got to throw down.
Sure. But I do get an extra. That would be a mind or wits.
So it's up to you. Mind or wits?
I mean, I think wits. maybe?
Mind would be you understand the situation. Wits, you
Yeah.
understand why she's doing what she's doing. It does kind of make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why she's doing what she's doing, and that's kind of why I initially bid the 4 burning sensations. I'm not cryo fucked. She's a traitor.
So you
Everything's-
just need the 1 bid and go ahead and throw it down.
Mhm. Oh,
Threshold for her
just one.
is gonna be threshold of 2. We'll say threshold of 2, and she's not gonna throw down on this. So it's just a base threshold of 2.
Okay. That is 3 successes.
As you hear the big gun that she's holding, you actually hear her finger unpress. You hear it decharge. As she's still holding it, it's not pointed at you, it's pointed down. As you see her eyes completely filled with fear and sweat, as there's like smoke coming up from the barrel and whatnot, whirling about in the recycled air. What? You cut off her fucking head? Lieutenant!
I thought she was.
Lieutenant, why'd you do that?
This is a long story. Alfred? And does Alfred still
Yes,
has
Lieutenant.
Sec
You
4
notice-
clearance?
you
Can
notice
I remove Alfred's clearance?
Oh, no.
No.
No. You can try.
Not in this,
You can attempt.
not in this moment. So
Well,
that's
you-
doing
you-
too much.
Well, you've got to go to the where engineering was working and actually do it.
Yeah. Oh, I see.
You can ask Alfred to turn off his Sec 4 clearance,
All right,
but I think Dolby, he's not going to do it willingly.
Alfred.
Yes.
Alfred, we
It
we
seems
had a
that
little
you have.
communication issue.
It seems that you did not take my advice, Lieutenant.
I did not take your advice.
Unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I hope we can move on beyond this.
The sergeant was a main piece in my accomplishing my mission. You have endangered that, Lieutenant.
Well, we'll make sure that your mission...
I am depressurizing the cabin now. I do not believe that I will need any of you alive to go forward, and it seems too great a risk to allow you to survive.
I'm gonna take my laser sword and I'm gonna go to where Alfred's console is, and I'm gonna.
That is
stab it.
ill-advised, Dolby.
I don't know anything about computers.
Alice, you hear her engage her gun again.
Dude,
She says, "Lieutenant, do not do that."
All right. Well,
And she's holding
ideas. Do you have ideas?
How about you fucking talk to the RI? Rather than shoving your sword in any place you can find it.
Alfred, you know we can help you still with your mission. I can give you access to your body when you need
You are
it.
a liar.
I am not a liar. You
Then
told
do
me
it.
I will do it as soon as you get us to our destination. We will be walking the grounds of Novus Terra together. If you kill me now, you'll never walk again.
What do you bid?
I bid I bid dumb fucking luck.
As you hear the hissing sounds stop, I have taken the liberty, as Alfred just continues on like nothing happened. Alice drops her or lowers her weapon and just puts her arm against the cryo bed. Sweat pouring off. She's like, fuck! You hear Burgess in the back doing Burgess things. I have taken the liberty of maneuvering the Coolment to aid the ship adrift. You hear a
Thank you, Alfred.
The
You're
airlock
an
is now
ally.
being engaged. I believe there is no atmosphere on that ship, but I am gathering one life sign. It seems the ship is a PNB vessel lost in hyperspace. We'll call it hyperspace for now.
Thank you, Alfred. You are an ally and a friend.
Going to, since that took a while. How do I, Telmus?
Yeah, Katrina Telmus.
Private Telmus. You have been in cryo since the ship left the Sol system. In cryo, you do have dreams, but they're more akin to nightmares. Whatever you were dreaming, there's the distant sound of gunfire, of an explosion, of siren, alarm, ship alarms, maybe flashing lights, but you're in utter unconsciousness. Your ship, what's the name of it?
The Cataphract.
The Catatract?
Cataphract.
Cataphract. It has been cataphracted. The Cataphract, it's a high-speed vessel, so it can go 30% speed of light, which is really, really, really fast. So it's got cutting-edge fusion core in it. Minimal crew. There's probably 5 of you at one point, and you were just doing a normal run. The job that you had joined on for, because of your skills and the fact that you're a mercenary, it was probably people you hadn't worked with before, but a very rich individual sanctioned it. It was likely, it wasn't overtly clandestine in nature, but you guys didn't ask questions. We won't get to the names of the crew
The other people.
because they're dead. We can have some names for them, but they won't be showing up in this episode. So their names will be this. There was Lindsay Strem. She was the captain. Arthur Withrow. Arthur would have been essentially your counterpart. So you're more the muscle and the person that gets things done, going out into space and doing those, basically Jane from Firefly. He would have been your counterpart to that. And he's also a pilot, or was, I should say. When I say captain too, these people are not military. They're dusters, which means they're from planets, typically colonies, or smaller colonies. And they didn't really like the SSA. You kind of got the feeling that they probably worked for dissidents here and there, but they're basically smugglers. At any rate, you were on your way out of the Sol system. You'd already done the job, and basically you were going back to a port near Alpha Centauri, where they were going to offload you, and you were going to try to find more work. You'd just been paid. When something happened, as your cryopod comes online, you slowly wake up. The room's dark, like very, very dark. Just there's the light of the cryopod, the sort of yellowish glow. So you slowly can look around, and as the cryo juice starts wearing off, it's very cold. You're completely naked, and there's that gel all over you. But you notice the hatch doesn't open. There's a little orange light that starts blinking, and you're able to maneuver in here. It's not a lot of room, but all the tubes and stuff come out. Action's on you. What are you doing? It's incredibly dark. Sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry. The ship was shaped like a what's a good word for this? The only thing that comes to mind is dildo. Like a spike. It is a speedy ship. And this room, essentially, it's like a big cargo bay, right? A cylinder, but you don't see any of it outside of your little cryopod.
Do the cryopods have any kind of like information terminals on them or anything like that?
Yeah, it has a HUD.
So I'll pull up and see why it's not opening up.
What do you bid?
I'll go ahead and bid seasoned shipmate.
Excellent. As you very deftly
Or no, never mind, that's an ability. Can I bid that?
Yeah, you can bid abilities as traits. As you even though you're essentially drunk and have no dexterity, you move your hands along the hollow display. And you see that your cryobed is locked because there's no atmosphere in the cabin. As you kind of, squint your eyes over the light, maybe even turning off the cryobed light, and see there's the cabin and a massive hole and space.
Good.
As you look around and just barely see one of the cryo beds, Captain Lindsay's is part of it is there, but the rest of it's gone. Arthur's is there, but you see it opened up, and there's all kinds of blast marks around it. As you look and you see whatever cargo they were taking back to wherever you were going in Alpha Centauri is gone. As you go through the schematics and you realize you guys were attacked, apparently rather ferociously. This kind of attack is very difficult to pull off because you were in a gravity lane at the time. There are pirates that do this kind of thing. It's just really, really dangerous. As you're here, what do you do? You see you have about a year left of cryos to get... You're about a light year out.
But the ship's still moving, though.
No. I mean, it's technically it's still moving, but you're not moving at the speed you were moving. As you've made your bid, you can calculate how long it's going to take you. It'll be around 10,000 years.
Good.
But you'll get there.
Great.
It's got the whole trajectory. It's like, you're here. Technically, your cryopod can keep you asleep that long. You'll just age, 10-ish years.
So Katrina will she'll start actually, since there's literally nothing else she can do, and besides, twiddle her thumbs for God knows how long, I will start flipping through and seeing if there's any kind of communication between the ship or anything that that have backlogged while we were asleep.
As you do, it's about that time that your ship's RI, the cataphract, garbles in. It's this blue female voice. You know this RI to be named... what's a good name for her? Anna?
Yeah, sure. That works.
As she chimes in, it's garbled. She's probably been not injured, damaged in some way. Private. Gar, are you there?
Yeah.
We're having some difficulty in the systems. We were attacked.
Why weren't we automatically awoken when we were attacked?
The attack was imminent. Some sort of concussive blah 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 blast.
Oh.
I have taken the liberty of putting out an S.O.S. It seems the gunboat Coolment is ready to dock. As you see, out of this hole, this gunboat, it obviously doesn't make that sound, but it does for cinematic effect, move up. As it turns, it does like a space roll. You notice some flashes. It almost looks like gunfire or something from the inside as it rolls and connects to the cataphract. You feel the vibrations.
There's no way we can plug that hole, is there?
Without proper materials, no. My systems have been damaged.
I can tell.
As she gives you a data stick, or it downloads into your little Palm Pilot thing.
How long has it been since we were attacked?
You see some worrying and calculations. 7 months.
Shit. Do we have any kind of idea? Did you get any kind of identification, information on the attackers.
Yes.
And I'm assuming they took the cargo.
Yes. I have taken the liberty of downloading it into your Palm Pilot. It's the future. They went back and called them Palm Pilots.
Retro. Gotta be
Retro.
it's a cool thing. Appreciate it.
It has been a pleasure surfing with you.
One last question, just so I know, and I can start thinking about the problem while I'm sitting here doing nothing. Which direct were they going? Away from the solar system or towards it when
No
they
way.
left?
I believe they might have been dissidents with connection to the clad. Markers of these pirates on the ship escrow have been heard of. As you see, she struggles with her voice modulation, and it starts to like lower in pitch as her systems are going down. It's pretty obvious.
Well,
Help should be arriving soon.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you as well. As the lights go off and you're just sort of here. All right, the action's on you all. Do you save this person or do you just fucking peace out? I don't know what's gonna happen.
I think Dolby will order Brick to suit up with Burgess and perform a rescue and get ready for a rescue. I think that I'm gonna message the ship.
You do. There's you have enough there's enough power in that RI for a very brief conversation before it goes offline. As you get a message from an RI named Anna. It's spelled the Russian way. So it'll be Anna
Nice.
with like an H.
Looks
Hello,
like you need
Coolment.
looks like you need an evac. I'm sending over a team. Is there anything I should know about?
One survivor. As you get some credentials from a private Katrina Telmus, who is an attaché to the military. Martian.
Do they have do I see the hole in there?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like a concussion missile.
All right. So
Just
they
bull's item.
they are in a cryo bed, I presume.
Yes.
Is there a
May I
way
s-
to go ahead?
May I speak with your RI? There is some. As you hear some beeps and blops as Alfred and Anna get it on.
Nice.
Digital.
Hopefully Anna takes over
Get
Alfred's
digital.
brain. Alfred's brain.
Pretty hectic though. It's a lot. It's always on and off.
Oh, you get a pip. That's good.
It's true.
Alice comes over to you, Burgess, and grabs you by the scruff of the neck, pulls you back from the boxes. You see she's sweating. She's obviously really stressed. She's not aggressive to you, but it's one of those, all right, let's get shit done. We've got another evac to do. Come on, let's go. Burgess.
Yeah.
Are you all right?
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah.
As you guys walk past the gore that's still floating around. And, Duststone's head, doom, 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 pinballing through the ship still.
Sure. Sylvia will find Dustin's head and body and airlock them.
As you airlock her.
So we
And
are.
also,
What?
I was gonna
You
say
go.
as. Oh, never mind. Go ahead.
we go with Alice and I go to the other ship.
Yep.
Yeah,
What do you?
I'm gonna give them the heads up on. I think they're in a cryo bed. They're not in a suit, so we might have to
Do we have an extra?
remove the bed. I mean, I don't know how you're gonna get them. I think you keep them in the cryo bed and like send that across if that's possible.
Alice nods. You guys are on short range. As Burgess, you can see that she's understanding. What were you gonna say, Andrea?
I was gonna say, a few like maybe 30 seconds later, I see the head floating past the hole.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
And then a body. Yeah. As what do you bid, Burgess? To get and do this evac.
I will bid medic.
As Telmus, maybe 20 minutes go by, and you see Alice Brick, this African American woman, obviously in a spacesuit, but you can tell, from the lights in her helmet. She moves like someone who knows how to move in space. Lean. It's hard to tell, any particular features in a spacesuit, but you can tell she's obviously athletic. She's got this large gun magnetically strapped to her back as she pops in PMC, so Marine Corps. As she looks up and waves at you in the cryo bed. As she turns to Burgess, and you see Burgess come up, and they come over to the cryo bed. Alice will detach it. You feel yourself, you are weightless right now, but you feel yourself kind of lose perspective as the bed is moved. And Burgess, you know how to disconnect the cryo bed in this manner and still keep the atmosphere and that kind of stuff since you've been medic.
When she when I see she's sort of passing by the front again, and I sort of if you look in my direction, I'll tap on the on the
glass,
the screen or the glass, and point to a crate that's near the cryo chamber, and sort of like
she turns to you, Burgess. I think she wants her things. I believe in that crate over there. You want to get them?
Yeah, sure. I know how to do that.
As she gives you a thumbs up and starts bringing you out. The ship is docked, so they don't have to spacewalk or anything, which is nice because, you can tell, Telmus, this woman, she's very dutiful. She's serious about what she's doing. She's obviously very competent, but she's got a look in her eye like she's just, like she's in shock. Also, both of them are covered in blood spatter.
Cool. That's good.
Yeah,
yeah.
I eventually I found the crate that it's all in.
Yep.
All of Katrina's stuff is in, and
You fucking
since we're weightless,
it is not a fucking cardboard box.
No.
You pieces of shit. You unruly fucking players. You fucking unruly players. What are we on session? Is this 14? 13 or 14? Yeah, I figure, 13 sessions of not bullshit. Maybe one every so often.
I take the crate.
Yep.
I take the crate.
What do you do with that fucking crate?
Oh, I push it down the tunnel.
You better. Right. I'm gonna fucking kill all you motherfuckers. All right. As you pull the crate back and don't throw it into space, Dolby. All right. You get back to the cool mint. Detaching. Actually, you don't necessarily detach at all. You guys are locked on to this disabled vessel. There are probably things on the vessel that you could benefit from, but if it's been pirated, then they've taken a lot of the good shit. You can obviously go over there and do whatever you want. Telemus, as they bring you on, Alice secures the cryo bed. Hey, you got a cryo bed back, so that's nice. And Burgess, having been medic, finishes up the awakening cycle. All of you know that you need at least a day before you can go back in the cryo safely. As there is atmosphere here, but there's no gravity. And you guys are sort of in the dead of space right now, about a light year from where you need to go in either direction. Let's take.
yeah,
we're gonna take a break.
Take a break.
We're gonna take a break. So let's take a break. Get your bathroom on. Get some water and all that good stuff. And
Like, subscribe, and follow.
And maybe we'll actually get to the fucking adventure that I had for tonight. God.